The night was cold and quiet, the kind of night when the world seemed to pause. Ethan, a struggling single dad, was walking home from his late shift at a local diner. His shoes were worn thin, his jacket patched in places, and his hands rough from dishwashing and repair jobs. But in his tired eyes, there was always one thing that never faded: love. Love for his little daughter, Lily, who was waiting at home with a smile that made every hardship worth it. As he walked past the deserted road, a screech of tires shattered the silence. His heart jolted. A black car spun out of control, crashing into a tree just a few yards ahead. For a split second, fear froze him. But then instinct took over. He sprinted. Through the shattered glass, he saw a young woman trapped, her face pale, blood on her forehead. She was conscious but fading fast. "Stay with me. Don't close your eyes," Ethan urged, tugging at the crumpled door. With brute force, he pried it open, cutting his hands on the sharp metal. He lifted her out, cradling her carefully. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "Don't leave me." "I'm not going anywhere," he promised, laying her gently on the ground while dialing 911. His jacket was wrapped around her trembling body as he kept speaking, his voice steady, calming. "Help is on the way. You're going to be okay." Minutes felt like hours, but soon the ambulance arrived. The paramedics rushed her away, and Ethan disappeared into the night, not leaving his name or asking for thanks. He had a daughter to return to, and for him, that was enough. 3 weeks later, Ethan was sitting in his tiny apartment, fixing Lily's old shoes with thread. There was a knock on the door. Surprised, he opened it to see a well-dressed man holding a letter. "Are you Ethan?" the man asked. "Yes." The man smiled. "My employer has been looking for you. You saved her life." Ethan frowned in confusion, taking the envelope. Inside was a handwritten note. "To the stranger who didn't think twice to risk his life for mine, thank you. I want to meet you." The next day, he found himself in front of a mansion. It was a world far from his own, one of marble floors, sparkling chandeliers, and silence that felt heavy. Then she appeared, the girl he had rescued. Alive, radiant, though her forehead still bore a faint scar. Her name was Charlotte. And she wasn't just anyone, she was the heir to a vast fortune, a young millionaire who had built her own business empire. "I looked for you everywhere," Charlotte said, her eyes glistening. "Why did you leave without a word?" Ethan shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't do it for thanks. Anyone would have done the same." "No," she said firmly, stepping closer. "Not everyone. You gave me your jacket. You talked to me when I thought I was going to die. You stayed." Ethan smiled faintly. "I just wanted you to live. That was enough." But Charlotte shook her head. "Not for me." She knelt down, meeting little Lily, who clung shyly to her father's leg. "And this must be your daughter." Lily nodded, her wide eyes reflecting both innocence and longing. Charlotte's expression softened, and something in her heart shifted. Weeks turned into months. Charlotte visited often, bringing books for Lily, groceries for Ethan, and slowly, something more priceless: hope. She learned about their struggles, how Ethan worked endless hours to provide, how Lily sometimes skipped things every child deserved, like birthday parties or new clothes. One evening, Charlotte said softly, "You saved my life. Let me be part of yours." Ethan shook his head. "I don't want charity." She smiled. "Then don't see it as charity. See it as friendship. As gratitude. As a second chance, for both of us." And in that moment, Ethan realized kindness had a way of coming full circle. The story spread through the town. A poor single dad who saved a stranger, only to discover she was a millionaire who changed his and his daughter's lives. But for Ethan, the real gift wasn't the financial help, the new home, or the job Charlotte arranged for him. it was the reminder that kindness, even in the darkest moments, has the power to build bridges between worlds that otherwise would never meet. In the end, the message was simple. Sometimes the smallest acts of selflessness ripple into the biggest miracles. Ethan saved a life without knowing it would change his own. And Charlotte, with all her wealth, discovered something she had been missing: family, belonging, and the pure, uncalculated love of a child who hugged her as if she had always been part of their world. And so, under one roof of gratitude, courage, and love, a broken family and a broken heart found healing, together.